Well, hello. Welcome back, or welcome to Pizza Chance Podcast 2026, Episode 2. I apologize for my drained vibes today. Apparently, it wants to be 1,000 degrees and the sun wants to touch the top of my head. But thankfully, I am in a room with air conditioning and I will not have to swelter in my own sweat. But, yes. We are back today. We have another fabulous guest. I remember to put the captions on. I am such a pro streamer. God, somebody give me some sponsors. All right, anyway. We have a fabulous streamer slash crafter. He's talented. He's funny. He has a very majestic beard. Loves to paint models and things of that nature. And it's not the first time we've had a model painter on the channel, but I have, for some reason, some curse has befallen? Is that right? Befallen me? That every time I try to make a podcast with Valthek, something happens, like kidney stones or I'm moving. But this time, he's finally here! Let us bring him on! Let us chat up him and find out what he likes to paint, I guess. Hi, Valthek! Hello! Welcome to the channel. I hope you are doing well today. Yeah, so it's like I experienced without air conditioning because I turn the streaming air conditioning off when I'm not here. So when I came home, it was like 42°C when I got home from work, and I walked in here. It was like, this is bad. It was so bad. And I had a box of peanut butter M&Ms that were like, they looked like a gelatinous cube. It was so great. It was so great. It's like, do not leave chocolate in a room that you don't plan to have a cool air system because they will turn into a monster and try to eat you later. But anyway, thank you for joining me. Yes, it was peanut butter inside, so it's kind of a weird mucky brown color, so it may come alive any second and try to kill me, but that's okay. We'll just roll with it. So, let us begin this picking of the brain. Tell us about yourself, as little or as much as you like. Hmm. Ooh. Get coding and things. Absolutely fine. It is, yes. Yeah. It's because we know what your main fixation is. So the painting. So we get that. All right. So you said you've been painting. Yes, the reason why you're here. So you've been painting for about 20 years, yes? So what was the very first model that you ever painted? Do you remember it? Oh, okay. Hmm. Hmm. Yes, plastic and acetone don't go well together. No, definitely not, friends. So was it a smaller sized ones or like ones that you had today? The bigger ones. Hurt your pride a little bit though. I get it. Oh my god. When you guys first introduced me to this model, you didn't tell me how expensive these models actually were. I'm like, ow, that's painful. Oh, it's so bad. I seen all of these Resident Evil models. I'm like, dude, I need those. Then I was like, you want how much for that? That's my kidney. Here, I will exchange my kidney for that Leon bust. Thank you very much. Can you hear him? Can you guys hear him? I need someone who's not a troll. You can't hear him. Uh-oh. Alright. Hang on. Let me check. Try again. Try one more time.
I am trying again. Hello?
Can you hear him?
Can you hear me? I am getting...
Yes, we can hear it now! Yay! Good. Okay. Alright, now so I just missed the entire beginning of the podcast. See how professional I am?
Fantastic.
So just repeat what you said about yourself.
Yes.
Quiet, okay.
Exactly.
Alright, we'll turn that up.
If you need me to turn it up on my end, I can.
Yeah, turn yourself up a smidge.
I think it's this one. There we go. This should be better, right?
Yay, nay.
Louder.
Gray man?
Come on, Jet. Oh, I don't know how much delay there is. Am I louder now? Am I quiet?
Smidge more and golden. Okay,
right.
Good.
Alright, there we go. Smidge more.
The smidge has been smidged.
An exact 3 decibels.
The exact, yes.
Alright. Yeah, you know, I'll give the... I am competing with the Queen of Sound. That is true. It is true.
Yeah, I apologize. Okay, just a rough summary of what you said earlier.
I'm Valthek. I generally paint miniatures on the internet. I've been painting for 20 years-ish. Started when I was in high school, and then been painting basically ever since. Other than that, I do programming for my day job. That's the thing that I can talk about for a long time that nobody gives a shit about, and also miniature painting that I can talk about for a long time that people actually do give a shit about. It's great. Yeah, my first miniature that I ever painted was a Tyranid, like a tiny little Hormagaunt, I think. Maybe a Termagaunt, or maybe a Gene Stealer. One of the, like, single infantry ones. It sucked, as all first miniatures do. And then I tried to strip it with acetone, and then I didn't have a miniature anymore. And now we're caught up, I think.
Yes, besides the part with the M&Ms, I think we're caught up. Alright, it's fine.
Yes.
We're good! Yes.
Critical lore.
Yes, it's very important to know the basis of where Valthek came from. Speaking of Valthek, where did the name Valthek spawn from?
It spawned from an article in White Dwarf. So White Dwarf is the magazine that Games Workshop puts out. It used to be monthly. I don't even know what the rate is. I don't buy it anymore. But they had a series where they were sort of building up armies over the course of issues. And one of them was doing Iron Warriors, and their leader was called Valthek, and I was like, that name's mine now. And I stole it, and it's mine now. You can't have it back.
I claimed it, I licked it, it's now mine. I got it.
Yep. Absolutely. Blizzard tried to... Blizzard had a moment where they tried to take it, but... it's mine.
Okay.
Can't have it.
Alright, so you're into the 40k, like, what's his name? Great. I almost forgot his name for a second. Are you into the 40k, or do you prefer something else that you're more into?
I very much prefer something else. 40K has a lot of like fun miniatures, but I don't like the game very much.
Mm.
And it has like it's a very big game. You need generally speaking like a lot of dudes to play it. And I'm not much of a batch painter. I don't like playing like the same guy 20 times or 30 times, which is weird given that I started with Tyranids, which is oops 1,000 miniatures.
Mm.
But no, I'm more into skirmish games when I'm playing these days. Mostly Infinity, which I've played for 4 editions now
Mm-hmm.
out of the 5 that existed. So been playing that one for a while. And then recently also Trench Crusade, which has been fun. So Infinity is more of a like sci-fi skirmish game. It's very much like cool anime spec ops type of deal. And Trench
Ah.
Crusade is grim dark World War One, but also demons.
We gotta have some supernatural element in there, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you gotta have at least a little bit in there. Otherwise, I mean, if it's just World War One, no, it's a really fun like a really fun system.
Okay, okay, that's cool. There is
And
a.
then
Go ahead, go ahead.
oh yeah, I was gonna say. Other than that, I used to play a lot of Confrontation, which is
Mm-hmm.
it used to be it's a French skirmish game,
Mm.
but it hasn't been around for at least a decade, maybe more. Very sad about it because that's where I picked up a lot of like the early like, ooh, this is a miniature game. I like playing miniature games. These are tiny miniatures that I like. Like that was a game that was really promoted very strongly in the game store that I used to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have a bunch of those just everywhere and nowhere. But unfortunately, the company went under, so no more, no
Boo.
more of that. Yeah.
Boo! We have several game
Boo.
shops over here where we are. We actually have a Warhammer store up in one of the little plazas that I go by, and I take a picture. It's like, look, Warhammer! But there is there is a hobby shop, a gigantic hobby hub that used to be a teenage clothing store that this hobby shop just took over. They took over it, so now they sell models, dice, D&D stuff,
Oh,
like
that's awesome.
Pokemon stuff. They got tournaments going in the back, and you just walk in there. It's like, I am among my people. I just feel so relaxed when
Nerd
I'm in
holla.
there. It is so good. Problem is when I go over into the model section, I feel intimidated, like I'm drowning in plastic. I'm like, I don't even know where to look. What is happening? They've got these gigantic tier racks of paints, and I'm like, can I have all of that? I will sell you my soul. Can I have that whole rack of paint right there?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if a single soul's gonna cover it though.
No,
The hobby
probably
is
not.
real
Probably not.
expensive.
Yeah, hobbies when you're young, it's like okay. When you get older, those hobbies get more and more expensive. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, it's really weird because when I started, I was like, oh yeah, I have 10 paints. That's great. That's all I need. And I'm like, okay, so I don't have this exact shade. Shit, where can I? Like it all just expand. It expands.
Yeah, it's true. All right, so why did you decide to start streaming your progress?
I this was during COVID when everybody started streaming because
Mm-hmm.
that was the thing you did during that time. But for me, it was mostly I found that I started painting less. I didn't really have a good way to like make time for painting. Usually, when I sat down at my desk, it was like I could paint, or I could play video games. And at one point, I was just like, no, I've people are streaming painting on the internet. This is a thing that works. I have a camera somewhere that I can use to rig up. So I started streaming as a way of being like, okay, I have a schedule now. I have at the very least these days in the week blocked out where I get to paint for at least a couple of hours. It was really good for my just like general progress. That's basically why I started streaming. Just like a way to hold myself accountable, I suppose.
You know what? I feel along the same vein. I probably would paint much more if I was forced to do it online. I mean, I love painting, but I like to drag ass a lot when I'm painting things because like okay, I just want to know specifically how I'm gonna do the rest of this painting, and then I sit there and stare at it for like months, and then go, okay, I'm ready to do it now. I'm awful, absolutely awful. But yeah, there are.
Yeah, having an audience really helps.
Yeah. It also makes me incredibly nervous though too, because I don't want to like, mess it up in front of everybody, because I mess up paintings all the time. So if that's just me, I'm just like, yeah, whatever, just throw it over my shoulder, I'm done, I'll paint over it white and do something else over it. But when you mess up on stream, that's immortalized. It's like, great, that's great. Of course you're gonna fuck up right then. It's like, nah. It's great.
Oh yeah, no, I've fucked up so many things on stream. The trick is just to keep going. As long as you don't acknowledge the fact that you ruined it, nobody's gonna know. They'll think it is intentional. It's great. Gotta gaslight your audience into thinking you're better than you are.
Gloss that over a little bit. No one knows but you.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's absolutely fine. Okay, so what would you say your ultimate favorite type of model to paint would be?
Oh, that's a really difficult one. That's a really hard question. I know, you gave me the questions in fast. I thought about this. I still don't have a good answer. I don't know, I should say Infinity, because that's the brand. I can read chat weirdly. I'm looking at you. I probably shouldn't be reading chat. Bad idea.
You can, yeah, don't pay attention to them, because they're going to troll you.
Yeah, they are. I think my absolute favorite is still Confrontation. Just the really old, they had a fantastic line of goblins and an absolutely fantastic line of like evil dwarves that were sort of mutated by a Cthulhu thing that they found when they dug too deeply and greedily. And those models are just, they're so good. They got so much character in them. Unfortunately, can't get them anymore. Yeah!
I did an extensive amount of research when I got you for my Secret Santa. I was like, okay, I don't know shit about models. I'm gonna go and research everything. They'll sit there going, oh, these are so cool. I like the dark and twisted ones. I'm like, dude, I was gonna get that and I'm gonna paint it for myself. It's like, then I saw the price. I was like, no thanks. I'll just pass on that. No wonder people get the 3D printers. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna make that myself instead of having to buy it and have it shipped here. Ugh.
Yeah, 3D printing's been great for miniature painting. Just not having to deal with like resin casting and just a slow process of producing those.
Do you have one? Do you have a 3D printer?
I have one, and I have not used it in a very long time. I don't really have a good place to put it. Okay. Which is my problem right now, because I got a cat running around, and I don't want resin fumes and the cat to be in the same room.
I gotcha.
So it's sort of like, yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was kind of stinky. I have a coworker who does all his own D&D miniatures, like the castles and stuff like that. So he's like, my wife made me put it in the garage because it smells so bad. I'm like, it smells? He's like, yeah, it smells. I was like, okay. But he shows me all of his work. He does all the painting and all the work himself. He makes little grass mounds and little skeletons. I'm like, dude, you put like 100% plus into those, and I hope your players awesome. Totally get into that. You know what I mean? Because it's like super cool. He's like, I'm so glad I got another fellow coworker who will actually talk to me about this nerd stuff. And we're sitting there talking. Everybody's looking at us like, what's going on with these two?
Yeah.
It's like, the super nerds. Okay.
Oh yeah. That's always fun at work where you're trying to like, yes, I like this show, which is like vaguely related to nerd stuff. And they're like, I like the show too. Okay, but I like this anime. And you're just like trying to feel out like, okay, where does this person's nerdness end? Like, how weird can I be with this person?
Exactly. You like give them a little like, it's like, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a survey to see how far your rabbit hole that you're going, because yeah, it's like, if you're talking about like this, it's like, what do you do? And I was like, I do podcasts. He's like, yeah, well, I did a podcast for D&D and stuff. I was like, you play D&D? And then that's what it struck off. He actually calls me if I'm not at work and be like, where were you? Were you playing D&D? I was like, no, I was sick. So yeah, I got this one coworker.
That's hilarious.
He's a super nerd, but I love him to death, and he's super fun. So, but you can really connect to people if you have something similar and nerdy to go after, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. I usually started like the board games. It's like, yeah, I like playing board games. Like, how do they respond? Do they ask about Monopoly, or do they ask about something that's like actually good? And then I just then you can reel them in, and then you know what time it is.
I have so many board
That's fun.
games. It's ridiculous. I have some of the, like Jenga and Monopoly, but I have some of the other weirder things too. I have, what do I have? Actually have Resident Evil as a board game. I have,
Of course.
something called The Dead of Winter, which is another zombie game. I have these
Oh,
giant.
Dead of Winter is so much fun.
Oh, you know what it is! I'm so excited now.
Of course, yeah.
I'm so excited. I love to play that, but nobody will play this game with me. It's like, that is a lot of shit on the board. I was like, I know, that's why it's fun. We had Betrayal, which was like a gigantic long saga of a board game, because you start out and you use the same character over and over, but just different legacy characters. So one character will die, you will play their ancestor, or you'll play their child, or whatever, and it just keeps going until it ends. It's like, oh, this is so amazing. And I keep people talking about, it's like, what are you talking about? I was like, board games, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
Legacy games are a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of legacy games, I'm currently, along with Entrak Robert and a person that is not generally on Twitch, we're playing a campaign of Kingdom Death. We are almost a year in, and we are almost through. Been playing every 2 weeks. It's been great.
I love that. I love it.
So much fun.
What is the name of the game I just got? It was pretty brand new. It's basically where you're in like a group of people and you only see in like a square, because you only have a candle to light your way, and there's monsters all around the board, but you can't see them until you cross into that path. I'll have to get you the name. I just got it too. God, my brain is like putty sometimes.
Is it like a cave exploring game?
No, it's actually like
like
you're.
a game.
It's like you're
Okay.
you're trapped or something in like a prison or something, and there's monsters all around, but you can't see. You and your other players can only see in like a 4x4 block, and you have to keep moving. And when you move, you might go into their space, or you might find a trap. But I'll have to show you the box. I'll dig it out later.
Yeah.
Anyway, before I go off on
sounded...
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It is so good. Before I go off on more board games, I will go back to paint. What is your favorite brand of paint and why?
I don't really have a favorite brand of paint.
No?
Which a lot of people know. A lot of people have like the brand that they work with, but I started with Vallejo, which was those were just like the paints that were available. A little bit of Citadel, that's the Games Workshop brand. And I just started expanding into different ranges, and I just use, I think, 5 or 6 different brands, just all the way in like various. I use black from this range and then green from that range. I mean, Vallejo does do some of the best colors, but not like what's the like? There's a couple that I really like that they produce, but some of them. Like I'm like, I don't particularly care for this. So yeah, I use a pretty wide mix of different paints. I think right now I'm at 6 or 7 ranges that I just mix and match in between.
Well, you've been doing it for so long. I mean, my husband got me a little kit for Christmas, and I was like, oh, I know the name of that paint. I hang out with nerds. So I was like, yes, this will work. I was like, yay, you got me the good stuff. He's like, I got you the good stuff. I was like, you did good. And I pat him on his head. So I was very excited. I still have this stupid fairy model that I have not painted. I keep complaining about it because I'm afraid to mess it up.
Oh, no. You can't do that.
It's so pretty, though. It's so pretty. I got it from Mr. Flamingo. And it's like, it's good. I haven't even put it together yet. It's still not assembled. That's how afraid of this thing I am. It is beautiful. I need to glue it together and finally paint it because she is gorgeous. She is a gorgeous little fairy lady. And I was like, I should be ashamed of myself.
Yeah, maybe a little. I mean, you gotta remember, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing you can do to a miniature with acrylic paints that cannot be fixed with either more acrylic paints or a Dunkin' isopropyl alcohol.
True.
Just gotta get in there. Make mistakes. That's how we learn.
you would think I would know this after painting for how many years on canvas, but for some reason models creep me out. It's like, no, I don't want to ruin its beauty. It's like, just get in there. But I can't. I'm arguing myself when I'm trying to paint it. It's like, oh my god. Because I remember Maddie sent me a gigantic box and the big dinosaur. I was painting the dinosaur going, what if I mess it up? It's like, how do you mess up painting a dinosaur? Just paint it.
Yeah, it's a dinosaur. Just paint it.
Just paint the darn
green
T-Rex.
on it. Maybe a little brown. Yeah. Put some green on it. Put some brown on it. It'll be fine. Maybe a little gray.
It's just because it's a new hobby and I want to creep up on it slowly and take my time. I do that with new hobbies. But I'm just really taking my time with models because it's a nice model and I don't want to mess it up, but paint is easily fixable. It's not like, not like watercolors, which once you mess that up, it's like, whoop, out the window. So it's like, okay, because it's just, it's layering, but there's a lot of layering in the miniatures as well.
There is.
See, I haven't gotten the base of that yet, because I know you have to put the primer on and everything. It's like, where do I start with the layers?
That very much depends on how you like to work. Some people go dark to light, other people go light to dark, and other people go middle and then just outwards. There's no wrong way to do it.
I also get crap on the primer color. It's like some people do white, some people do black, some people do gray. It's like, well, which one's right? I guess it's just preference, so to whichever one you want to do.
It's not just preference. For a lot of, it boils down to preference, basically, but there's actually a difference between the three. So, generally speaking, if you prime white, your colors will end up a lot brighter and a lot more vibrant. Because you're painting over white, acrylic paints are not perfectly opaque, so you pick up a little bit of that lightness, that brightness in there.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas black is easy, because if you miss a spot, you can just call it shadow, and it's fine. But your colors do end up a little bit more desaturated, and especially for bright colors, you gotta put in a little bit more work just to get those levels up, and then gray is sort of in the middle between those.
Okay.
It's very much a how do you want your final result to look? Is what it boils down to.
It also is that most of you can see 3 steps ahead of how it's gonna layer correctly, and I'm just like, yeah, that looks good. That's how I paint. Yeah, that looks good. I'll change my mind halfway through it and go, ah, shit, I gotta start over again. All right, but you guys have a clear pattern.
Do we?
I mean,
or do we just make you think that?
Well, you sure look like you're well organized and prepped for your paintings. Because me, it's just I need to just slap some paint over here and mix a color on my arm because apparently palettes aren't good enough for me. I have to use my own arm. And it's like, okay, that color will work, and then I can't match that color again because it's all dried up. I'm ridiculous.
Oh, it's good to know that the deception is working.
Yes.
Good to know that the deception is... No, I think for a lot of us, especially more experienced painters, right, we have a general idea of how things work, so you can sort of trust the process. You don't really need to you don't need to know the end result if you know that if I do step A, step B, step C, I'll get something that's reasonable.
Okay, I gotcha.
Gotta dive in. Yeah.
Then dive in. All right. We got that.
Get in there.
Get in there and get your hands dirty, boy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I see a lot
Find
of you.
something you like.
A lot of you guys use a wet palette. I see.
Yeah.
Does that help out for it drying, or is that to thin out the paint?
Little of column A, little of column B. It absolutely helps with drying. If you the difference between just a regular plastic palette and a wet palette, you can get a couple of extra hours out of your paint just in terms of working. I think if I did a stream the full 3 hours with a dry palette, by the end half of the initial paint would just be unusable. Where a wet palette keeps it nicely hydrated, lets you reawaken, reanimate, resurrect,
revive.
A word that's revive. That's the word I was looking for. I knew it started with re, but I wasn't sure.
You got it. All right.
Yeah, we got there. But it also does help with the sort of consistency of the paint because you have a little bit of water always just sort of creeping in there, so you can maintain that like correct like water to paint ratio a little easier, especially if you start thinning it a lot and want that paint to like continue to be the same level of like you want the same level of flow. I mean, yeah, you paint on canvas, you know how this works.
Right, right. And some paints are a little bit more thick than other paints. Like, I had an argument with a very expensive paint, and then I went back to a cheap paint because I like the cheap paint better. It's similar for models, I've noticed, because I tried to just, like, slap it on as is and went, oh, no, that ain't gonna work. You too thick, girl. You got an extra C. So it's like, let me fix that. Let me water that down a little bit. So it's similar. It's just... maybe it's because it's in a 3D form instead of flat on canvas that wigs me out a little bit. I always had trouble with like clay and stuff when I was in school, so it's probably why it makes me go.
I have the same thing, but in the other direction. I cannot draw my way out of a cardboard box. Like, give me a flat surface, and it just doesn't work for me. There's something in my brain that just.
Yeah,
I need that
opposite.
third dimension.
I'm the opposite. It's like, wait, I missed the armpit. I gotta go grab that in there. Because usually it's just flat. You're just getting all of the sections on the flat. But this is like, I gotta get all the nooks and crannies going on. So it is a very, very, I don't know, I wouldn't say intense, but you definitely have to pay attention. And I don't pay attention to anything, so. Alright, so what is your opinion on airbrush versus hand paint?
I'm gonna give you the most boring answer, but they're tools. They're just tools that you can use for very specific things. That's it. There's not like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, but airbrush is better or airbrush is cheating, and other people are like, no, you should paint it only by hand because that's the pure form of the art. And I'm sitting here like, buddy, you got a tool, right? I'm sitting here with a regular brush and an airbrush and a sponge, and I don't know, maybe I'll finger paint a little bit in between. Like, just use the tool. Yeah, it's a matter of using the tool for like the right tool for the job. If you want to do like really smooth gradients, or are just lazy and want to prime a whole model, or like airbrush a whole model with like a couple of colors, use an airbrush. If you can't afford an airbrush because they're kind of expensive, well, like relatively expensive, especially for a newer beginner, go to Amazon, buy some of those makeup blenders. Mm-hmm. They're not as good, but you know they'll get you 80% of the way there. It's pretty good.
It's true.
Same thing with a regular brush. Like, you know, painting like a really clean straight line with an airbrush, probably not gonna happen. You're gonna need like a good regular brush for it. Similarly, like if you want like a really smooth gradient over your entire model, probably want an airbrush to do it. It's all a matter of like, what tool do I need to achieve this particular thing? And you can use most of them for a lot of different purposes, right? Some people are like absolute wizards with airbrushes, and if you look at their work, it's just like, I don't understand what you've done here, but I understand that you've used an airbrush. Good on you. Like people like
I like it.
Angel Hero. Yeah, Angel Heraldez is a really good example. He's used to be the studio painter for Infinity, mm-hmm. and he is just a fucking wizard with an airbrush. It's insane. The amount of like tiny little dots and highlights that he can do with an airbrush. And I'm like, I make my model blue. That's what I can do. How did you what happened here?
What voodoo is this?
Yeah, what voodoo is this? It's very much like a thing. I think it's also part of the style because a lot of like Spanish, Portuguese painters, like Southern Europe, they're all just cracked with airbrushes. It's crazy. Like they all use it a lot in their workflows, and I mean, obviously, if you use the thing a lot, you tend to get really good at it. But yeah, I don't like boring answer. Use all of them. Use all of the ones you can afford.
No, it's a good answer. It's a good answer because it's kind of like a huge debate I've seen between, it's like, no, you should do it hand style, do the hand brushing, it's fine. And then there's people going, no, how dare you, use the airbrush, it's cleaner. It's like, Dude, I just want a legitimate answer. Do I need to go out and buy this, or can I do this by hand? Because I prefer to do things by hand. It's the same with like digital art and old school hand art. I do old school hand art. I can't do digital for some reason. It just comes out looking weird and disproportionate. But hand art, it's like, woo, wizard. So it's the same thing to me. It's like, why? I just wanted to know a general answer, which was better. Because I guess it's not better, and it depends on the person doing it, if they're skilled in that particular tool or not.
Yeah, exactly. Although I will say, and that's one like a strong point in favor of an airbrush. If you have a good setup, depending on where you live, an airbrush might be the best way to prime your models. I know I got a couple of friends in like the death heat area of the U.S. You know, where people shouldn't live, but you decided to anyway.
Like Arizona,
where it's like Arizona,
where you can burn your feet with 120 degrees blocks outside. Yeah, no, no.
Yup. And in those places, like you can't really go outside to use a rattle can because the paint will dry in the sun before it gets to the model. You're just sort of giving it a light dusting of stuff. Same thing if you're in the frozen north, right? Like if you're in Scandinavia or in Russia or whatever. If it's too cold, rattle cans, they don't really work that well. An airbrush, it's inside. Okay, you're gonna have to open a window, you know, wear a respirator, do all the proper safety precautions. But at the very least, you know, your room is probably somewhere between, I don't know, like 17 and 25 degrees Celsius. That's okay for airbrushing. You could prime a model. That'll, like, in that regard, an airbrush can be really, really useful.
Yeah, I've always wanted an airbrush for regular art reasons, not for model reasons, but because it's just all the cool, like, textures and gradients you can do. I also want to do plaster on a canvas at one point, so you can have the 3D look to your painting, like if you're gonna do a cool flower and like have it literally pop off the canvas. I was like, oh, that's a good idea. Can you imagine me with plaster?
Cool.
If anybody knows my story with the red paint and the mailman, plaster is just gonna be as bad. I'm gonna look like a ghost walking around my house, or I'm just like crashed out of a statue somewhere, because I am a wreck when it comes to art. Absolutely wreck. Ugh. Brushes.
Yeah.
Let us talk brushes, Valthek. Do you have a specific type of brushes that you use? And do you dry brush? Do you use the dry brush? I can't even speak anymore. Dry brushing style. It's so words are not with me today. I apologize.
It's a hard day for words, but that's okay. We're gonna get through this. We'll get there. It's fine. I mean, for brushes like Kolinsky Sable, that's where it's at. Those are objectively the best brushes. There's no synthetic brush that gets close to how like well they work in terms of retaining paint, in terms of like flow. Like it's all, you know, it's just the best tool for the job. There's a bunch of brands. I've been trying lots of them over the years. These days I'm using Da Vinci's, but I'm not entirely sold on them. I mean, I've only used them for less than a year, so I haven't quite like figured out how good or how like what their strengths and weaknesses are. But I'm also terrible with my brushes. Like I go through a lot of brushes over the course of a year. I think 3-4 months per brush is usually like the life cycle for a brush for me, which is kind of terrible if you think about it, because those things are expensive and are made from precious animal hair that exists in like 4 regions in the world or whatever.
Wow.
So
the holy grail brushes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's like Kazakhstan, like the region basically between Kazakhstan and Ukraine. Like that area is where those animals usually live. And right now that's not a great place to be, because some of it is, you know, having a moment, having a geopolitical moment, let's say. So the sort of flow of brushes has been, like, especially price-wise, it's been going up and up and up. So I need to be better at either using synthetics for like the rough work, or just taking better care of my brushes, I suppose.
So how many models do you pump out per month then, if you're running through brushes that fast?
Hold on, let me grab the I have a file that I keep track.
Oh,
of
he's
all the
got a
models.
file. Of course you do.
Oh yeah, I got a spreadsheet, baby.
I love it.
Let's see. I painted 88 models in 2021, 107 in 2022, 81 in 2023, 28 in 2024, and so far 80. Oh no, sorry, that was last year. 58 last year. So we're going places.
That is a lot of freaking models, bro. I am wholly
I know.
impressed. Oh no.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
amazing, actually, to be able to complete that many in that a short amount of time. I just like, oh my god, if I can complete my laundry in a weekend, I'm happy. But look at you, I have 85 models. Ha 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 ha! I love that. The determination and vigilance, perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I've been. I aim for a model per week, just on average over the course of a year. So 52 per year is generally it's like a good number for me.
Mm-hmm.
But the last couple of years I've been doing a lot more busts and a lot more big models, and that eats up a lot of time in terms of they're a lot bigger, they take a lot more time, especially if it's a competition piece. You're quickly approaches like 60, 70 hours per model. So that brings the average down a little.
So you do competitions as well with your models?
Yes, I do.
Ooh, tell me about it.
So there's a couple in this sort of area. Scale Model Challenge is the big one that I try to do every year.
Mm-hmm.
It is the biggest in Europe, I think. At top 3 at the very least. I don't know if it might be the biggest or it might be second. Not super important. But it's in the Netherlands. I go there yearly. It's like a big weekend event with a whole bunch of nerds. We spend way too much money on miniatures and paint and all that good stuff. Get to look at 1,000 pretty models and 1,000 more because there's a lot of entries. And then eventually you get to go home with like a little medal. What else have I done? I've done Brussels Blade twice when I still worked in Brussels. That was convenient. The local games workshop there organized it, and I took home the sword once. That was a good time. Got a
Entrak is yelling about a
display.
sword in the Discord, or not Discord, but in the chat.
Yeah. I won the sword. I won 3 years ago. I want to say yes. I went there, entered my model, won a sword.
What was your model?
Pretty cool. It was a Slaneshi model for Age of Sigmar. I don't remember what it's called, but it was like a cool dude standing on a rock with a flaming sword.
Cool dude standing on a rock. I got a perfect picture in my head. It's great. I can just see it. I can see it now. It's great. But that's really cool. That's really cool.
And then when I have the time, I try to do either online competitions or just one in Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
That I went to 2 years ago. But it's kind of a pain in the ass. It's on the other side of the country, and the way that they do judging, model has to be in very early, and the con is very small. So there's not really enough to do in between handing in your model and getting your prize. So I was like, I could go there and then drive back, and then drive back, and it was time-wise, it wasn't really worth it. But it is a cool, fun.
Yeah, you guys are super talented. I sit there and watch you guys paint, and it was like, that is so cool. I just sit there and I'm quiet, and I'm like, wow, that's awesome. And then I'm looking down at my stuff and go, It looks like a kid with a crayon. I was like, I will get better. I will progress. It's just a matter of time. Let me tell you.
It absolutely is. I'm gonna show off a pet peeve here. I don't like the word talented, because talent for me always implies somebody is innately good at stuff. They were born with this. They just sort of, it's a magical ability to have. I'm not talented at painting. I just spend 10,000 hours putting paint on models, and at some point it starts to look good.
You get good. I got you.
Yeah, exactly. You smash your face into the same Dark Souls boss long enough, eventually you'll kill him.
Oh, are we a Dark Souls fan? You are, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Oh, so
Very much so.
you did not mention video games when you said your hobbies. Sir, are you trying to bench that? Oh, don't get me started on gaming, though. I will definitely go off on a tangent, let me tell you. Okay, so...
yeah, I play a video game from time to time, you know. It's a thing that happens.
No, Gray,
Yeah,
stop. Don't say the word. Don't say the word. Don't, I refuse. I refuse to even talk about it in this podcast. We're trying to talk about Valthek and his wonderful painting. We're not talking about that game. Okay?
I've never played a Resident Evil game.
I will not reply. I will not reply to that. That was definitely a lure. They're trolling me over here, trolling me. So let's talk about what's next for your channel, Valthek. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna do any charities? I know you guys are gonna do the wholesome Christmas, but is there anything else lined up new for the channel?
So yeah, very much the wholesome charity Christmas at the end of the year, which we do every year. I think for the last 6, 7, 8 years, maybe. Something along those lines. I've been there. I want to say 5 years. This year, this year is going to be my 5th year, I think. So we do big old charity the whole month of December, or most of the whole month of December, raising money for Mind, which is a mental health charity. They're good people, and we've raised a shit ton of money for them so far. If it's up to me, we're going to keep doing that. Other than that, for my channel, we play a game called Shame Golf, which weirdly has kindly reminded me of. That's also the source of the spreadsheet.
Shame Golf?
It's basically like, yeah, Shame Golf. It's like regular golf, where you try to get low points.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the idea is all of us, every miniature painter, all of us, has a terrible habit of buying many, many more miniatures than we paint. By turning it into sort of a little gamified type of situation, I try and keep that tendency under control. Doesn't really work all that well, but you know, we're trying.
The crack is hard to avoid. I get it.
The crack is so hard to avoid. We play it in season, so every 3 months, and at the end of the month, I do a little raffle, and whoever participated, whoever wins that, like, participating just gets you an entry, and one person wins a little a commission. That's the word I was looking for.
Yes, I have a couple commissions from you. They're little mice. I love my mice.
Yeah.
Little Cheeser and the little buddy sitting next to him. I got a little pizza over there too that my sister got me, but they just sit over there and they guard my dice box. So they're always on guard with their little swords.
Those are so much fun to paint. They're great.
Yes.
Love painting those.
Yeah, I noticed that miniature painters do a lot of giveaways, and now I know why. Because you guys have extra stock of minis.
So much extra stock. I don't even want to talk about how many models I have unpainted, unassembled, just still raw and sprue. It's
a closet full?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have the same with canvas. I have every size, shape, color. I have black and white canvas. I have bent canvas. I have rolled canvas. I have the little board canvas. It's like, dude, you are never going to paint that much, but you have to have it just in case you get the bug to say, oh, I need to art today. And it's like, I need that particular type of canvas. So it's there when I have it. It's like, yes, you need to do the things. You need to do all the things. And in that order. But also,
yeah, and sometimes you're just like, but I'll buy this box because I want this one model. What about the other 6? Don't worry about it. They'll be. I can have them for when I need them, and then I will never get.
I love it. You just collect them. I think I have the box that Maddie gave me. Then I have 2 more that one I bought. I bought a miniature of Hunk from Resident Evil that I have not painted. He's still in the box. And then I have the fairy. So it's like, I need to do that at some point. But I need to finish the commission I've been sitting on for like ever, but I decided that I wanted to add gemstones to a dress, the entire dress, instead of just leaving it paint,
Ooh.
because I decided that I needed to make my life more difficult. So now I have to get the tweezers out and make sure all of the diamonds are in alignment. Why? Because I had a great idea mid-painting.
Yep, it sounds like it's going to be great once you put in the 600 to 700 hours of painting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to take forever.
Yeah, I do a lot of diamond paintings though, and that's basically just sticking diamonds on a canvas in the patterns. So it shouldn't be that much different, except now this is my own work I'm painting on. So, or sticking the diamonds on. I have to find a glue that will not eat the paint. So I'm just gonna use regular glue and then put the gloss over top of it so it sticks. So you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely on board.
All right, Valthek. 5 tips for noob painters. Or model painters, I should say. Not good, it's regular painters. Is this music on?
Oh.
There it is.
Oh, okay. That was just you talking to a device. Okay.
Yes, I was talking to.
Was that...
Yes, I talk to random things all the time. So yes.
Understandable. 5 tips for new painters. Mm-hmm. This is one of those things where there is a lot of good advice out there on the internet. I think that's probably number one, right? There's a lot of good advice out there on the internet, and it's all for free. You can just go on YouTube and find literally thousands of hours of expert painters explaining to you exactly what you need to do to achieve a certain result. Go look at that stuff. There's good stuff out there. There's a lot of free resources that will teach you how to be a better painter in a very specific area. I think the second piece of advice is to ignore all of that.
Okay, what I just said, scratch it. I love it.
Because looking at YouTube videos is not going to teach you anything more than the theory of how to do it. Watching a YouTube video will not make you a better painter. It will give you information on how to potentially be a better painter, but the only way to be a better painter is to take a model and take paint and make the two kiss. That's the only way it's going to happen. You got to put paint on plastic and do it again and again and again and do it in a way that reinforces the thing that you're trying to learn. That's the only way you're going to get good. That's the big one. Number 3, thin your paints. However thin you think your paints need to be, thin them a little more. Just a smidgen. It's much easier to over thin to work with like paint that is a little too thin than it is to glob up your model with paint that is too thick.
Yeah, some paint is thick with extra C's.
Some paint is real thick, gummy thick. Yeah, it's so yeah, thin your paints. Learn how your paints thin. Like take your time to work with the paints that you have and thin them and learn like how much thinning they need. Because even if 2 paints are from the same brand, they will not necessarily thin the same way. I have paints here that like same brand. I bought them in the same box. One of them needs like a little bit of moisture and it's fine to go, and the other one needs basically half a bucket of water dumped into them. Same brand, just different pigments. They behave differently. That's just sort of how it goes. Learn how your paints work.
Damn it, paint behave. Right. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. How many is that? Is that 2? Is that 3? That is 3.
That's 3.
Lost track of count.
It's okay.
I think the 4th one is keep models you paint. Like don't strip models. Don't throw them away. Like if you paint a model, keep one. You don't have to keep all of them, right? Like if you paint 1,000 Space Marines, you don't need to keep all 1,000. But keep old models that you've painted so you can look at how far you've come. A lot of people will compare themselves to, like award-winning painters and YouTubers, and 1, you're not seeing the process, and 2, you're only seeing the beauty pictures taken with a high-powered camera and then photoshopped a little bit to make it all look good. Like, keep your own model so you can see, hey, last month I was this terrible, and this month I am slightly better, and next month I'm going to be even better, right? Like, that learning process is super, super important. And I think the fifth one is, I think you should like new players should try to get out of the Games Workshop ecosystem. That's like hard advice for a lot of people because Warhammer is it for many people. Warhammer is the hobby. The unfortunate thing about Warhammer has a very specific way of painting their miniatures. They have a specific style of sculpting their miniatures, and that doesn't work for everyone. Not everybody likes Warhammer. If you like Warhammer, more power to you. Keep it going, keep it cruising. But maybe try out some Vallejo paint. Maybe try out Da Vinci brush. Maybe try out a cheap makeup sponge from Amazon. Who cares? Try something that's outside of the line. But for a lot of people, they like Warhammer is the game, and Warhammer miniatures are the miniatures. But if Space Marines aren't your thing, well then maybe you should look at other miniatures in the hobby. There's a lot of really cool things out there. There's like sci-fi anime ninjas. There's Prussians from World War One. There's giant steam-powered robots. There's tiny little elf things stealing gems. Like there's a billion different miniatures out there, and one of them is guaranteed to be your particular cup of tea. So, don't. Warhammer's fine. Look at some other things.
Warhammer's fine. Yeah, the Warhammer community is kind of intense too, so it's like, okay.
They're very, they are a lot.
It's like, okay, all right, don't hurt me. But yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. And they do paint a lot of models. They paint a lot of models.
So many models. Yeah, it's wild. But also, a lot of them have been in the hobby for like 2, 3, 4 decades, right? They've been here longer than I've been alive, and they've been painting their Space Marines for all that time, and that's their stuff. And of course, they like it, right? Otherwise, you don't stick with it for that long. But I think that there's a lot of cool indie games out there, a lot of cool mini lines out there that deserve a little bit of love. And if I can get a new painter to try something else, doesn't even have to be Infinity, even though I love Infinity very dearly.
They are beautiful models. I looked at them.
They're so good.
They are beautiful models, yeah. I mean, I don't have an eye for the models like y'all do, but I was looking at them going, hey, that's pretty pimp, man. I like it. But
yeah. But it's a very different style, right? If you compare I'm about to rattle off some proper nouns, Chad. Get ready. If you compare an Ariadne Spetsnaz with a Cadian Shock Troop, right? They're both fundamentally the same model, right? Normal man with gun is the baseline, but the style is very different. And some people might like the more like anime-ish look of Infinity, and some people might be more, no, I like the Games Workshop style of things. And some people might be like, no, I like 7 Delta Zero, I think is the game's called, which is like a cool tactical operations game made by like 3 or 4 ex-Marines who are like, yes, we like the soldiering thing, but not the part where we get shot at, so we'll just make a game about our experiences. And that exists, and people should probably go look at it. I think I butchered the name, but like that's my general like, play more games. There's a lot of them out there, and some of them are good.
Yeah, just nerd to nerd, because life is too short, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, me and my D&D group were talking about miniatures of our characters and stuff, and it's like, ooh, that's cool. They actually have a website where you can design it yourself, but it's like uber expensive.
Hero
it's
Forge.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I don't want to pay that much. Can I just find a model similar and just repaint it? That'd be a lot cheaper. And it's like, we need to find. I was like, we were talking about it, and it's like, it wouldn't look good if I painted it. I need somebody else to paint it. I was like, I know some people. I know some people that would be more than happy to do a commission for you because they like their crack and everything. But yeah, it's just a cool hobby, and there's just so many branches. It's like the passive exile branches. They're just out there. It's everywhere. There's different types and peoples and clans, and it's like, some of them fight back and forth, but yeah, Warhammer is the center. It is the heart. It's like, it branches out from there. It's just a cool thing to like peek into, I never even would have thought about it. I know my husband has always played like the Warhammer video games all the time because he's a nerd. So, but then I met Gray, and then Gray introduced me into the world of plastic crack, and it just made it worse. So I was like, hey, this is cool. I was showing my husband, look at these little models, and he's like, would you stop? You don't need any. You're like a dragon with a horde of hobbies. I was like, oh my god, I am. This is horrible because I just pick up hobbies and I collect them. It's awful, but they're all fun.
If you're gonna hoard something, hobbies is a good one to hoard, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Of all of the possible things to hoard, hobbies is up there.
That's not drugs or fast cars or anything like that. So it's like, yeah.
Exactly.
The only person I'm hurting is myself because I'm running out of room because of all my art supplies. So it's only detriment to me. You know what I mean? So yeah, basically that's it.
Yeah.
But
it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. And then you meet somebody, sadly, who not sadly, but has the same kind of passion you do about the hobby, and it just makes it worse because it just like adrenalizes you, and it's like, oh gosh, bring more people in about this paint or this canvas. It's horrible, and then you get this vibe going, and it starts to grow form and turns into a gigantic creature and consumes. So it's great. I love it. Absolutely love it.
It's so much fun. Yeah. And then you meet all of the cool people that are in the hobby. That's one of the things that I'm, like, continuously surprised by in a positive way. Like, the miniature painting hobby has, you know, there's a couple of shitters. There's a couple of shitters in every hobby. But as a general rule, they're all great. Like, there's a lot of really nice, fun, cool people that are, like, just fun to hang out with in the miniature hobby. It's weird. I'm not a super social person, but whenever I go to, like, Scale Model Challenge or whatever, it's like, yes, we both paint miniatures. Ah, you're my friend.
instant bestie. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, instant besties. It's wild.
It is. In normal circumstances, if you meet somebody in real life and they say, oh, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna sit over here and like drink my punch. But if they say D&D or miniatures, it's like, hey, brother, come over here and sit by me. It's a connection.
We're gonna talk 2 hours about your favorite faction. It's gonna be great.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that's all my questions. So, chat, do you have any questions for Valthek? I'm sorry, Valthek, but I always do this. If you guys any painting related questions, I'm gonna preface this. So, if you guys want to ask, you can ask now before I let him go, so his ears aren't permanently damaged from my yelling.
I have volume. I have volume control. I can turn you down a smidge. It's okay.
It's funny. Yeah. So no questions? What about painting realistic model kits?
Never done it.
Like, are you talking about like cars or something, or boats, or like?
Yeah, like cars and tanks and that sort of thing. I think I built a singular airplane when I was a child, a very, very long time ago, and otherwise I've never touched it. It's kind of a weird blind spot, honestly.
Yeah, my husband did painting little model cars, so that's similar, I think.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll give in and actually pick one up. Same thing with Gundam. Built one of them at one point, and I'm like, yep, this is a good hobby. I don't have the budget to do it. I'm just gonna slide it to the side and just look at it longingly every once in a while. But I do not have the time or budget to get it to Gundam. That would be expensive.
Yeah, I was always looking into dioramas and those kind of miniatures, but I can't see now because I'm old, so I need bifocals, and I can't see nothing. So I have my glasses constantly prepped up on top of my head, and then I can't see what anything else is going on. I can only see what's in front of me. So I just need glasses, and I'll be able to do cool stuff like that. But eventually that might be in the cards later. After I paint my fairy model, of course. I will do it before I die. I swear, it's bucket list. It's bucket list. I'm telling you, it's there. I'm gonna put it all on stream so you guys can see me put this together, so you can force me to finish it. So I was like, nah, don't be scared of it. Paint the freaking fairy.
Paint the fairy.
Paint the fairy. No, Gray, we're not doing any Resident Evil questions. Nope. He's trying to engage me here. You see this?
Honestly, I saw Gray play Resident Evil 9. It had like a big, squidgy final boss thing with a lot of tentacles.
Yeah.
That could be a lot of fun to paint.
That would be true. If I was paint any of the bosses, it probably would be that one, or it would be Nosferatu, because he's really cool. He's a purple guy. His arms tied behind his back, and he has this weird like thing, like arm. I'll have to send you a picture later. He's really, really cool. But yeah, I think he'd be fun to paint too.
Yeah, that does sound like a lot of fun. Yeah. Or, I mean, you know, if I want to do classic, like a bust of Lady Dimitrescu, that would also go hard.
That's a lot of bust.
Massive. That's a lot of bust.
That's a lot of bust. Lady D has a lot of bust, but she's like like an 8-foot tall lady with this gigantic. The hat! I would love to paint the textures on the hat just because it would be fun. I love her hat. So cool. But anyway, see, I just.
She does have. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah.
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 Yeah, anybody else have any questions before I go off on Resident Evil? Stop tempting me!
Let me go, you know, look through my mini factory after this, maybe.
You can see what you got. Yeah, I like the dark,
there.
some of the dark gothic models are pretty cool, like the Cthulhu stuff. I was like, look at all the tentacles to paint. That looks cool. I saw one that was Persephone down like in hell. I was like, oh, it was enormous too. I was like, oh, that would take me 6,000 years to paint, but just to have it complete would be epic. Maybe I'll pay somebody to paint it, because I don't know if I could do all those little tiny details, but it was an amazing model to look at. Sorry, I went off.
There's a lot, yeah. No, that's totally fine. It is your podcast.
It
you
is,
can go off whatever you want to.
All right, so if there's no more questions,
all right.
No more questions. Are we
I'm trying to see which one of these are like serious and which ones are not.
Oh, your spider dying. All right, I see them.
How much to make brushes out of my glorious beard hairs? You would have to find a brush maker willing to do it, but I will happily cut you a couple of hairs to see if we can turn it into a brush.
That's a magical paintbrush.
Yep. Sure. What else I got? I think I would enjoy face painting? Probably, I guess. I don't know. That seems like a couple steps too far removed from like where I'm comfortable, so I don't feel confident saying like yes or no, but maybe. Like somebody sits down and I, you know, no, actually that's not too far, because at one point my sister, she was like, you paint miniatures and you got tiny brushes, can you paint my nails? And I ended up doing like tiny little like flowers and stuff on her nails. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, maybe I would enjoy painting faces, I guess.
So if programming goes under, then you can always be a nail tech.
Yep, exactly.
You can make mad money over here in the US, dude. It's like $150 for like a full set of nails. You'd be banking money. I like it. That's cool stuff.
The skills are very transferable, so yeah, that would make sense.
You'll see, a new skill unlocked.
Let me go ahead and ignore the Lady Dimitrescu question. If I had to pick a 40k army to paint 2,000 points of, there's the real answer, and there's the I like these guys, so I would try to paint them answer. The real answer is I would pick Custodies, because I don't want to paint 2,000 points of Warhammer, and I think those have the lowest like volume of model to points ratio. So that would be the like this is the answer. The real answer is probably I like Iron Warriors, just like in terms of vibes, like big metal men with like cybernetic nonsense going on. Like that would be the like if I had the time to do it. Those would be like the two.
Big metal nonsense. I just like that
yeah.
The whole line there right there was perfect. Absolutely perfect. All right, Valthek.
Yeah, and also a bunch of hazard stripes. Lots of fun.
Yeah. So thanks for coming to join me and listen to me ramble. I appreciate the vast amount of knowledge you bestowed upon my little brain. I will try to eat that in small condensed bites because it doesn't process anything fast. Gets old, you have to excuse it, so it has to take things in small little bites. So, like a week from now, I'll be like, oh, that's what Valthek said, because that's how it works. But thank you so much. I appreciate it, and whenever I'm done editing this, I will post it and tag you in it, sir. So yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you
Guys,
very much for having me on. This
go follow Valthek now! Because he's awesome and paints lots of cool things. Please fund his habit.
Please
fund his habit, because he's amazing at his hobby, and yeah, go do that. But if you want to hop out Valthek, you're more than welcome to, because I'm pretty sure you've got foods to go eat, real foods like dinner foods.
I do have real dinner foods to go eat, because I'm playing D&D later tonight, so I gotta
Hell
find
yeah!
time to consume food before that.
May the dice roll
right,
you
chat.
no ones. Have a good game.
Thanks, pizza.
You're welcome.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, chat. All right. That was fabulous. You guys learn something? Just be careful which hobby you pick. Let me tell you. Murpies! What's up, Murple? How you feeling? How is the weather? Yeah, and 40 stream streak. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But anyway, that was amazingly fun. I hope you guys go over and give Valthek some love. He is super awesome, and just it's great to be around other nerds. Let me tell you, the vibes you can float on after talking to another nerd is so good, and you're so high, and you want to go do something, and me, it's normally I want to go and eat. So, yeah, we'll do that. But, thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate your faces. Tomorrow I'll probably be back with something. I know I said that, and then I usually cancel stream, but I've been having some anxiety issues. And it's not exactly pleasant over here. It's like touching the sun, so it's super hot. And I don't want to run my air conditioner for too long, because then I'm going to be paying like a $300 electric bill, which hurts. So, I will probably be back tomorrow for at least a shorty stream.